Ever wonder why some people just seem to get richer and richer while most of us are just, well, working for a paycheck? The secret might be way simpler and honestly a lot more radical than you think. You see, the rich don't just earn money, they invent it. Okay, let's dive into this and figure out what that actually means.
This one idea from Rich Dad, this is the key to the whole thing. It's not about being lucky or getting a head start. It's about training your brain to see the opportunities that are hiding in plain sight all around us every single day. And this slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? The difference in mindset is huge. The poor dad mentality is all about playing defense. Don't take risks, find a stable job. But the rich dad mentality, that's all about playing offense. Learn the game, figure out how to make money work for you. One mindset waits for a chance. The other one goes out and creates it. Now, I know inventing money can sound a little abstract, right? So let's break it down with a really simple, true story that makes this whole concept just click. So this was the challenge Rich Dad threw down to a young Robert Kiyosaki and his friend. And notice the most important words here. Without working for me. He wasn't offering them a job. Nope. He was pushing them to think like creators, to build a system, not just collect a wage. So what did they do? They didn't come up with some complex business plan. They just looked around. They made a super simple observation. There was a supply of something nobody wanted, old comic books, and a huge demand from kids who couldn't afford brand new ones. Every great idea starts right here, just by noticing a little gap in the world. And boom, this is where the magic happened. They didn't just find a product to sell. They built a system. With pretty much zero startup cost, they took something people considered trash and turned it into a destination, a comic book library. It was such a simple, elegant solution to the problem they spotted. And of course it worked. But here's the absolute game changer. They hired Robert's sister to run it. The moment they did that, they had created an asset, a system that made them money without them having to be there. They weren't trading their time for money anymore. And that was Rich Dad's big lesson. They took something with zero value, actual trash, and through an idea and a system, they turned it into a stream of cash. They literally invented money out of thin air. Okay, that's a cool story from the 1950s, but let's get real. How does this whole inventing money idea apply to us, right here, right now? Well, the principles are exactly the same, but the tools we have, they are so much bigger and easier to access. Think about a platform like Meesho. This is the modern comic book library. You don't need a basement. You don't need any cash to start. You hold zero inventory. Your only job is to be the bridge. Find a product people want and connect them to the person who sells it, all from your phone. You're inventing money just by making a connection. Or how about creating content online? It might seem like just fun, but it's an incredibly powerful business model. Your audience's attention, that becomes your asset. When you build a community around something you love, you create a platform that brands will pay to get in front of. You're literally inventing an income stream from your own creativity. This is the comic book observation on steroids. The principle is identical. Spot a demand. You see some cool viral gadget online, but instead of just buying it, you ask, wait a minute, where does this come from? Maybe you find a cheap source, like a local market. Then you add your own magic, creating better videos, better marketing, and you sell it online for a huge profit. You're inventing money by catching a wave and just executing better than anyone else. And just look at how AI has become this massive cheat code for all of this. All that stuff that used to be super expensive or require a whole team, making thumbnails, doing voiceovers, editing videos, writing scripts. One person can do all of that now for free or for really cheap. AI lets you invent opportunities that were just impossible a few years ago. Here's one last super practical example. Just look at the stuff you already own. A camera, a bike, maybe a drone. Are they just sitting there collecting dust and losing value? Or could you rent them out? By putting an asset you own to work, you turn a liability into an income stream. You've just invented money from something that was right there all along. So if these opportunities are literally everywhere, why isn't everyone doing this? Why isn't everyone rich? The answer isn't a lack of money. It's not a lack of resources. It's a mindset problem. It's a trap. This quote just nails it. I can't is a statement. It's a full stop. It shuts your brain down. But how can I? That's a question. It's a starting point. It forces your brain to start looking for answers, to get creative, to find a way forward. And that "I can't" mindset, it feeds on all these common fears, doesn't it? The fear of taking a risk, the constant pressure of bills, this obsession we have with so-called job security, and of course, that little voice of self-doubt. All these things build a comfort zone that feels safe, but really, it's a cage. It blinds you to all the opportunities right outside. So here's the billion-dollar question. How do we break out of the trap? How do you actually train your mind to see what everyone else is missing? It all comes down to actively, consciously building one thing: your financial intelligence. And look, this isn't some fuzzy, vague idea. Rich Dad lays out a clear curriculum for life. You don't have to become an expert overnight, but you got to start. Learning the language of money through accounting, understanding how it grows through investing, how to build systems, how to sell. These are the skills that make you opportunity ready. They are the tools that let you not just see, but actually seize these chances.
And that right there brings us to the core lesson of this whole thing. We so often think, oh, if I only had more money, I could do X, Y, and Z. But that's completely backward. The real problem isn't a lack of money. It's a lack of financial education. With the right intelligence, you can create the money.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. Look around your world, your job, your hobbies, your neighborhood. What little problems do you see? What needs aren't being met? The opportunities are there, I promise you. The only question left is, now that you know what to look for, how will you invent money?